First they came for Alex Jones, and I didn't speak out because I'm not Alex Jones. I still think that we shouldn't regulate these companies as public utilities, in some respect. I'm not saying that the government's going to own them, and listen, I'm not even in love with the idea, but hey, what is the point? What is the point in what we're doing if the left is just going to go, you know what, we can't compete. You know what, we don't like this, I'm offended by certain content, and this guy is a nuisance, he's a problem. His audience, which millions of subscribers on YouTube, which he galvanized successfully during the last election to help build Donald Trump's base and propel him into the White House, of which Alex Jones, not the only reason, of course, he was certainly a contributing factor. His fan base and what he represents as the alternative media certainly helped to give the MAGA campaign a huge platform. Well, he's gone. From Spotify, from Apple, from Facebook, and from YouTube, millions of subscribers across all of those platforms in one day. This is collusion, right? If you have to call this exactly as it is. These companies, these large corporations just got together and said, on the same day, let's respond to this public pressure, whatever it is that we're getting from SJWs, and let's just hit the button together on the same day. And it's not a coincidence, right before the midterm elections in the United States. Right when we have this enormous growth, even despite all the algorithm rigging now that we're seeing, where the mainstream media attacks, for example, YouTube, and at the same time wants a privileged position on the platform by being considered authoritative news and being put to the top of the search rankings and being given all of these extra benefits. And you're thinking to yourself, it's the alternative media that is still continuing to grow, obviously represents a threat to the political and mainstream media establishment, and as a consequence Alex Jones is the first in line to go, it seems. And before you go thinking, well, you know, they're just going after conspiracy theory channels, they're just going after fake news, just going after all these things. What is considered fake news, conspiracy theories, hate speech, whatever the hell it is, I've never once seen Alex Jones advocate for anything that I thought was hateful. Again, all of that hate speech stuff, as we know, is subjective. But the point of the fact of the matter is, it's always a slippery slope. And you're always told by the left, slippery slope fallacies are just a paranoid product of conservative thinking. But no, they are there, they are real, and they've come for Alex, and they don't stop there. They will not stop with Alex Jones, they will come for absolutely everybody else. They'll come for all of us. They'll come for all of us, and it becomes a big problem then. When the only options left for news are the ones you know aren't true, the ones you fled from television and newspapers and radio, and you came to YouTube for a reason. You came to these platforms because they permitted and welcomed genuinely all ideas when they began. Well, not so much anymore. And look, I gotta tell you, you know, Paul Joseph Watson put this on Twitter. Obviously this is occupying his mind now, so this has only happened about an hour or so ago at the time of making this video. And you know, this is real election meddling. You want to talk about meddling? This is it. If you just, I'm not saying just InfoWars alone, but if you just nuke the alternative media, what are you left with? No. Sorry. What do you think is going to happen here? To Zuckerberg, to Susan Wojcicki, to all these people, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're just going to go quietly into that good night and just go, that's it, you deleted Alex Jones, no problem. We'll just sit there and take it. No. What you've done, you have no idea what you've done. Paul Joseph Watson said in an interview with Sargon of Akkad recently that InfoWars and those folks are in touch with the Trump administration. Maybe it's just as well you did this. Because the Trump administration are investigating this whole shadow banning bullshit on Twitter, and that will extend to other forms of censorship. We're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing it on all platforms. We're seeing it on payment processors, which I've covered ad nauseum. Well, guess what? That Internet Bill of Rights is on the way, my friends. You being regulated like public utilities is on the way, and if your corporate empires have to be broken up to do it, that is what will fucking happen. I'm sorry, but this is the culture war, this is the information war, and this cannot be won by the likes of the far freaking left. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna bank on truth. I'm gonna bet on us to win this, because I'm sorry, you lose free speech, and this is an outright attack on it, you lose that, you haven't got much to get up for in the morning. I hate to break it to you. All right, countries without that, when people start losing free speech, not long after they start dying, and this is a book burning. Heydrich Heine said it, when you start burning books, you're only one step away from burning people. And the left certainly wants to brand everybody a Nazi, and they do that for a reason, so that they can justify violence against those people they deem to be Nazis. And they say words like far right, and they brandish people who aren't alt-right. They call them alt-right anyway, even though there's overwhelming evidence on their platforms that they aren't alt-right, and they do that because it's a dog whistle for Nazi. Well, things are about to get very interesting. They're ruining these platforms, and we've created others, and we will create new technologies, and we will go into the blockchain with these social networks like Minds and Gab and BitChute and others. And I strongly request to you guys that you go and subscribe to me there, but also that you do find Alex Jones, you do find Paul Joseph Watson, that you do show them your support, even if you don't watch their content and you're not all that interested in it. That's not the point. The point is, no one like that go. You can't lose anybody like that. I'm sorry. If you tolerate this, you'll be next. Right? Everyone will be next, and that I will not hold to that. No one is too big to fail. In this case, no one is too big to be completely deleted off the face of the internet. And if you think that there isn't going to be a pushback, and that it isn't going to be very significant, and it isn't going to be political and legal, boy oh boy. Spotify, Apple, Facebook, YouTube, whoever else has been responsible in this, you got another thing coming there. And when we win, and we will win, got to point that out, we will win, your organizations will not be the same again afterwards, because it's very likely that you may face, you've been looking, a lot of these organizations and the SJWs on the left have been looking for hate speech legislation at the level of government to shut down speech they don't like. It's craziness. Styx compared this to flicking through the channels, and you see a show that you don't like, and then you call up the broadcaster and say, I don't like that show, cancel that series. And you're like, well, you could just change the channel, Well, I gotta tell you, I doubt very much that the millions of people who are subscribed to Alex Jones are just gonna go, well, I guess InfoWars is over now, so time to go back into the Matrix. Time to watch CNBC and CNN again. I love a good lie. Haven't had a good lie in a while. Please spoon feed me those blue pills. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. It's gonna get interesting. Guys, I advise that you follow the likes of Matt Drudge and Paul Joseph Watson and others who are going to be following this, and there's obviously going to be some kind of campaign, and you're going to hear about it from them first, but do show them your support on social media in whatever way you can. Everyone else in your sub feed who isn't politically correct, they're going to be going next if we don't step up and defend Alex Jones. And I stand with Alex Jones, no problem. Don't have to agree with everything he said or done. I don't give a shit. I don't have to endorse everything that's ever come out of his mouth. I do not want him censored. No more than I don't want the left censored, for that matter. I don't want communists censored, for that matter. But the reason they do is because they cannot compete against our ideas. We have better arguments. And I really hope that Ted Cruz comes down with them with the full extent of the Communications Decency Act, because he has been chomping at the bit to do that. With all the congressional hearings and everything with Facebook and what have you, he's ready. And this is just going to give him more ammunition. We always knew it was going to get ugly. That's why we're still here. You're literally going to have to put me in a fucking gulag to stop me, so I don't care. I'm on everything. I'm on Minds, I'm on Gab, I'm on BitChute. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, YouTube can incinerate our channels, but we're still here. And so are you, and we will find a way to keep this going and keep the dialogue going. And so will Alex Jones. And I think he'll come back bigger and stronger. This is going to backfire. Censorship always fails. That's all I have to say for now, and I'll see you soon.